G'day, ZiggyD here, and today I want to give you guys a recap of the launch day of Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. Also, some pretty exciting news that has been released on that first day as well. So, let's jump straight into it. The launch was the smoothest expansion launch for any game I've ever seen in my life. It was crazy for an online game. Basically, the time was sort of rolling around. 3 PM Australia was when the expansion was going to roll out. And I set up a Diablo kill just before, a few minutes before then. And then I got a little server announcement came up. It was like I was waiting to kill Diablo and it said Reaper of Souls is now live. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's like a few minutes early. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. Went and killed Diablo, watched the cinematics, watched the second cinematic, the credit thing rolled, pressed OK, went into, I don't even know if the credits rolled actually, but I think it transitioned over into the next act. Instantly into Act 5, into Reaper of Souls. No downtime, didn't even have to remake my game. Pretty damn good, that's some pretty, major props to Blizzard for the way they're rolling out these sorts of patches and expansion packs and things like that. Now, that's the future right there. That is the future. No more waiting, no downtime, no error 37, perfect. And I had no latency issues, there's crazy numbers of people watching and playing the game, and no latency issues, no logouts or anything like that. I had one error message pop up for a split second and it went away and it didn't even kick me out of the game. That's the only thing I encountered the entire launch day. So pretty awesome. Act 5 was crazy good. I already knew that from the beta. It's a great act. It's probably my favorite now. I don't know. Tussling with Act 1, I like Act 1 a lot, but it's probably very close to being my favorite. It's a true return to form for Blizzard, for Diablo, going back to its sort of darker gothic roots. And no spoilers, but the fight at the end, the final boss at the end, was suitably epic. I was pretty impressed with it, pretty happy, and I can tell that if I'm playing that on a hardcore character, it's going to be a pretty hard fight. So pretty happy with all of that. I jumped into adventure mode after completing the game. I got to level 70 in the story mode, then killed the final boss and got my guaranteed legendary, which I think was a bruiser, which is a piercing crossbow. So I need to socket that with the mystic, which I've been having some bad luck with on the mystic gambling. But as soon as I can socket that, I'll be able to use that legendary, and I'm pretty hyped for that. But I've transitioned into adventure mode. I also found a new chest piece that allows my demon hunter to summon 3 wolves at once, which is pretty epic. And I've also been finding some pretty nice rares and reasonable upgrades. I think I'm up to Master difficulty, the one just before Torment 1 so far in adventure mode. And pretty awesome stuff. I'm planning on going into hardcore today, but the adventure mode on softcore has been really, really fun playing with viewers and things like that. And the finishing the final Act 5 felt really good. So overall, pretty happy with it. The game is just completely smooth. It's I've played a lot of it in the beta. I pretty much knew what to expect, but having it now on the live servers, it's real. It's real. So let's transition over into some of the news, shall we? Let's switch on over here. Ladders have been announced. Wait, no, not those sorts of ladders. Here we go, real ladders. Josh Mosquera announced that the developers are going to be adding seasons into the game with the next big content patch, patch 2.1, which is set to launch, a couple months after release. So I think we'll see maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months most, but usually there's 1 or 2 months between these major patches. So especially just after launch. So we'll be getting seasons. Not too many details about the seasons yet, but they other than they are coming. But they'll also incorporate into the game additional legendary rewards that will only be obtainable through these. So I've always been saying that for Diablo 3 to incorporate ladders into it, it can't just do a plain ladder thing. I think they need to do more with it. I don't know if legendaries is enough. I kind of want them to do more with it still, add extra effects to the game, add extra gameplay challenges to it, make it harder, make, kind of Path of Exile challenge league-y style thing. But at least they're sort of thinking in different ways they can make it exciting to play these things. So that's a good start. It's a pretty good start, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this is implemented. However, that's not all. There was also tiered rifts announced in this video, and I'll link to this video if you guys check out the Reaper of Souls launch event Q&A, which is where some of this stuff was announced. And tiered rifts are essentially, once you complete your base rift in a certain amount of time, you unlock the ability to go into a harder version of the rift. So you get to go up to the next tier, and if you do the same thing, you do that next tier rift, the more difficult rift in a short amount of time, then you get to go to the next difficulty, and so on and so on, and it gets harder and harder each time. And then there's supposed to be a way that you can actually compare this with other players, like your progress through these tiered rifts. So that is pretty exciting. That is what I want to see. Rifts are a good idea, but they need to be built upon. They need to be made more difficult. They need extra challenges laid on top of the base idea. And tiered rifts, I think, is a great idea. It's exactly what Diablo needs. We need more PvE, EVP content where we're competing with other players whilst killing monsters, and tiered rifts I think is a great idea for that. So overall, really cool stuff. I'm very excited to jump back on the live stream today and stream some more Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. Let's switch on back over here. I'm going to be continuing my softcore character, continuing gearing up in adventure mode, but also starting a brand new hardcore character in leveling purely in adventure mode. I also, guys, as a little side note, have a featured slot on Twitch TV today at, I think it's 5 PM PST. So if you guys could rock up and, sort of give me some support during that time, show the random people who stop by what an awesome community we have, I would greatly appreciate it. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.